Hello. It has been a really long time, I know. But yeah, I am hoping to turn this YouTube channel into a more inspirational, motivational one again. Because that's what it used to be back in January, and then in May I traveled for 4 months, and now we are September 12th, and I'm ready to get back on the bandwagon. So, to begin, I want to just say thank you for following me so far, if you have been, and for anyone who's just joining, welcome. I hope you like it. So I am basically trying to restore my habits that I've started in 2021 at the beginning of the year. I want to kind of get my life back in order in that sense, because I think if I have these foundational habits, then other things that I want in my life will kind of fall into place as well. So I've started with a routine that I implement every week. So far I've done 1 week of my routine, and here is the diagram. So basically every morning I have a morning routine where I get up, I drink a cup of water, and I make sure to stretch. The important thing for me is to at least stretch a little bit, even if it's 2 minutes or 5 or 10, it doesn't matter how long, as long as I get up and stretch. So usually I've been doing maybe 10 to 15 minutes, which is really nice. And even this morning when I was a little bit hungover, I still did it, so I'm very proud. And yeah, I think the key is consistency for my goals, because once they're consistent, then it'll become a lot less hard to actually do them, and then I can actually elongate them. But even with the goal only being them to be consistent, I still do it for quite a long time, so I'm really happy. So after my yoga, I make some tea or get my breakfast ready, and while I'm eating breakfast, I make sure to listen to a podcast, learn something new. Usually it's something about the news, or I'll listen to like a motivational podcast. It depends what I'm feeling like that day or what comes out. And only once I'm actually waiting for the bus or on the bus to work can I check my phone. So this part is very important, because I want to be present in my morning. I don't want to be overwhelmed with messages, because especially with the time difference during European night, that's when all my Canadian friends are awake, so they're answering all my messages and everything like that. So it's really nice to just like have my morning to myself, and then honestly 10 to 15 minutes on the bus is enough to just answer everyone, and I feel a lot less overwhelmed. So I've really been liking that. I think out of the last 7 days, I only went on my phone once when I woke up in the morning. So I'm really proud about that. Every other morning, I've waited at least 30 minutes to an hour to check it, which is a really big improvement. After my morning routine, I go to work, and I usually work from 8 until 2. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a primary school teacher. I basically teach all subjects from numeracy, literacy, science, and the school is actually for children with special needs. So we also incorporate into the curriculum some activities of daily living. It's basically their like social development, and then language and communication as well, because a lot of the kids are nonverbal, so we try to get them to communicate in other ways. And yeah, I really love my job. It's very fulfilling, and honestly right now I haven't been doing much lesson planning because it's still kind of like the summer season, so they mostly have kind of like a summer camp. However, I did teach a few classes already, and I'm getting to know my students really well, and it's crazy how it feels when you do a job you really love. I mean, I've had jobs that I really liked in the past, like I really liked being a barista, and I also really liked teaching piano. But when it's like a job like this, where it's like you go to work every day and you actually are doing it full time, it's basically a career at this point. It's very fulfilling. And so after work, I usually go home and finish up some lesson planning or anything like that, because technically I'm supposed to work till 4:30. So I finish all of that up. And then, as you can see in my schedule, I either go to the beach or play piano. Yes, I bought a piano. Well, electrical keyboard, but yeah, it's 7 octaves, so it's good enough to play all my classical pieces. And yeah, usually in the evenings I'll try to cook a dinner, and for work I usually bring leftovers, so I can usually have like lunch for 2 days and then 2 dinners every time I cook, which is really nice. Yeah, I try not to eat out too much, and I do need to make a budget, so that's something I need to do for this week. Currently actually in my friend's room at his apartment because it's his birthday. It's a Sunday, and so I can't really do any of my planning for the week as I usually do on Sundays, but that's okay. I'll just do it tomorrow after work. I thought I would at least film this video so that I could release it to you guys as soon as possible. And yeah, I try to be home by 8 p.m. every day so that I have an hour of like, you know, going on my phone, like planning shit for the next day, whatever I need to do. And then from 9 to 10, the last hour of the day, I switch off my phone, I read, I meditate, you know, anything that doesn't involve my phone. Once I get Wi-Fi in my place, I will maybe watch Netflix before bed, but as long as I'm not on social media or texting, it's all good for me. So yeah, that's my routine. This week it's worked pretty well. I would say there's a few things I would change, like not having such a strict timeline, because sometimes with work I need to stay later, or, you know, obviously like plans will come up and I'll have a friend over, or I'll go out with some coworkers, for example. So I think I'm gonna change that a little bit. I'm not too sure how yet, but it'll be trial and error every week. You know, I'm not trying to be perfect. I don't want to have the perfect schedule. I just want to see what works and then go from there. But definitely the morning and evening routine, I will keep those. I really like that. I'm also trying to read and like listen to a lot of podcasts, just learn a lot. Actually, I'm starting to learn Spanish, although I'm not a beginner. I would say I'm like upper A1, lower A2 level right now, just because I've been to Spain a few times and my sister and dad both speak Spanish, and it's really close to French. So, I mean, having that as a background really helps a lot. So yeah, I am really just trying to live my best life while also staying healthy and positive. And even though for the last few months I've been a little bit down, and I think it's because I just didn't really know what I was doing and I was a bit stressed about finding a job. But now that everything's kind of in place and I have my own studio apartment, you know, I'm feeling better and I'm ready to kind of get a better grip on life and see what happens. So I'm gonna try to film these. I'm not gonna say every week because that's a little ambitious, but maybe every 2 weeks. And yeah, just get you updated on my goals, tell you about what I'm reading, what I've learned this week. I'm keeping a daily notes tab where I kind of write down the lessons. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed hearing some updates on my life, and I hope to see you next week. Bye. Hello again. So it has been 2 weeks since I filmed that last vlog. I mean, last weekend I was in Luxembourg with my best friend, so it's not super easy to focus on this. However, I have been keeping up with my habits and I found a really good system for the routine. How it starts is on Sundays, I kind of do a reflection of the week, see which of my habits I was on top of, which ones I wasn't very good at keeping track or doing, kind of write them down just so I can see them. And then the following week, I make a list with 3 different names, so 3 different lists: my musts, my shoulds, and my coulds. Basically, I have to choose 2 to 3 items a day that I must do. So like, I can't do anything else until those are done. But if those are done, then it's okay if I don't do anything else. So it's like a double-edged sword in kind of way. And then for every day I write things that I should do that day. So either something that must be done the day after, or something that's maybe not necessarily important for the week, but it could be good. And then my coulds are usually more fun things, because if I can do something that's chore oriented, I probably won't do it. So I try to add more like the fun things, so that if I do all my musts and maybe 1 or 2 shoulds, then I feel better doing my coulds. I know it sounds a bit logistical, but as you can see here, I kind of separated it into 3 categories on my calendar. So it's similar to the previous weeks, but it has like just not times, not anything like that, just message it and could. And I found that it worked really well. Even when I came back from Luxembourg and everything was kind of disoriented, I still managed to do all my musts every single day. And then, for example, yesterday was Saturday and I should have went on a run. And then today I was like, you know what, I'll just go today. Like, it doesn't matter. And like, I feel even better about it. So I definitely like the system, and I'm gonna do the same thing for next week. It also helps adding one cleaning thing a day instead of just being like, okay, Sunday is cleaning. I do like decluttering one day, I do my bathroom and kitchen another day, I mop another day. So it makes it a lot easier and I actually get it done. Other than that, work is going well as well. I'm working really hard because this semester is starting in 2 days and I have to like prepare all my materials for the students. And I'm the kind of person where I really need to know exactly like everything from top to bottom. So sometimes I'll do like unnecessary things, like I'll do too much work that isn't productive, but it makes me like, gives me a peace of mind, so I do it anyways. Like, for example, there's a lot of resources online that I can print and take and like talk to coworkers, but even though I do that, I still like do an extra kind of like, I'll do extra resources just for myself, even though I could use theirs. I don't know, it's just an extra peace of mind, and I feel like in the long run it'll be good because then I'll know more what my capabilities are, and also I'll be more familiar with how the systems work. So I think it's not lost in the end, and I also really enjoy doing it, so it's all good. So this week I will continue doing this list system, and I will try to be healthy as I have been. I didn't really cook much this week. Even the day that I was supposed to cook, I didn't cook, but I don't feel so bad because I still am not spending too much money. And also my best friend came to visit me. Well, he came to visit me on Friday, so you know, nobody's perfect. I'm working on it, and like I said, it's a trial and error system for the first little while. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.